Gordon stood proudly at the platform with the special train. Sir Allegretti stood a little bit away with the express. The fat controller was with the special guests, and Percy shuffled awkwardly in the background. A tickling breeze of the mid-September morning drifted through the station. "We've had a lovely run, Topham." "That's wonderful to hear. I did put my top-link express engine on this train for a reason." "Yes, we've had a wonderful visit. It's been lovely catching up with you, old friend." "Yes, when we haven't been talking about business, of course." The men all laughed. "Who's that?" asked Percy. "Those people are friends of the fat controller. They're here to look at the railway. Apparently they've come all the way from London." "I wonder why. Coming all the way from the big station just to see us." "They have some affairs that need to be arranged. Gordon, please take us to the yards. The rest of the group will be waiting to vote on the transaction." "Transaction? Well, what's that mean?" "It's a type of business deal, usually to do with the sale of something." "Oh, sale? Oh no, I hope the fat controller isn't thinking of selling one of us. Oh dear, oh dear." While Percy was racked with anxiety, the big engines stood at the yards. "That's Henry. He's in charge of our early morning fish train. I let him out later so he can get his beauty sleep." "It isn't enough." "Shush!" "And that's Edward. He handles the goods on the Brendan branch as well as all services from Tidmouth to Wellsworth. There's also our boat engine. And of course James, our mixed traffic engine. Marvelous, Topham. I do think it's time we've met the man of the hour." Yes. Well, he's down at the harbor dealing with business down there. Let us go. Gordon?" And the group headed off once more. "The fat controller's going to sell one of us." "Rubbish, Percy, he'd never." "First the business with him scrapping me, and now this. Wherever do you go off?" "I'm telling you, it's true. He's making a deal with those men that are here. He said so at the station." "What did he say exactly?" "He said they were going to vote on the transaction later. Gordon told me a transaction's a sale." There was a short silence after this. Henry broke it. "That is what that means. If the fat controller did indeed say that, then something or someone won't be with us anymore." "That doesn't sound like the fat controller." "He did sell off the older engines during the Great Depression. That was different." "He did say the man of the hour is down at the docks." "Well, Winston's down there." "Oh dear, oh dear." And Percy rushed off to go warn the red engine. He arrived to find Winston chatting amiably at the goods platform with some of the men from Gordon's train. Winston, I have to tell you something." The men walked back to the fat controller. "Thanks, Percy, I was having a very nice conversation with them too." "The fat controller plans on selling you. That's why he's meeting with those men right now." "Rubbish, Percy." "It's true. The others and I found out a little bit ago." "I don't know where you get off, Percy. Buzz off and leave me alone." Percy was shocked at Winston's rough tone. He watched sadly as the red engine departed off into the distance. "Maybe he doesn't want to stay with us. Maybe he asked to be sold." Percy chuffed off sadly to tell the others. Meanwhile, Winston was also deep in thought as he headed out with the morning stopping goods. To be honest, Winston never felt like a part of the team. He was always out and about and never got into all the drama the others loved to indulge themselves in. Maybe, just maybe, moving away would be a good thing for him after all. The others did not feel the same. They consulted amongst themselves in their indignation over the morning and noontime. "Preposterous!" Henry snorted. "Winston can't be sold. He's our main goods engine." "And a good friend," added Neil. "He was always so reasonable," cried Percy. "And doggedly loyal, too," finished Henry again. "He might not say much, but he's our Winston," thundered Gordon. "We have to take a stand. What do you say, Edward?" "I'll talk to Winston when I see him at my station. If this is what he wants, then we should respect his decision. Percy did say it might have been what he asked for." And without another word, Edward departed the station. When Edward reached his station, he found Winston had already shunted his wagons aside and was waiting in the yard. Winston was staring at the ground, contemplating. "So you've heard the news, then?" "I've been informed. The others are in an uproar." "Really? Over me?" "Of course. Percy was in tears, and it's the only thing that Henry and James can agree on. You're one of us, a true Sudrian." Winston was touched at this. "But," Edward went on, "I have been wondering, is this what you want? Do you want to lead the island, and do you want to lead this railway?" Winston took a huge pause before responding. "I've been thinking all morning. Sometimes I don't feel part of the group. I'm quiet and I don't take part in major issues, and I feel overlooked. I was going to say yes, I would be fine to leave, but given what you've said, I've changed my mind. As long as I'm a full member of this railway, then I, in no way, want to be sold and leave this island and all of you." "Then that settles it," said Edward. "I will inform the others of my plan. When you get back with the midnight goods, we'll be all ready for tomorrow morning." Winston smiled at the determined look on the Blue Engine's face. All the same, he was anxious to see what the Blue Engine had in store. The next morning, the Fat Controller sat in his office. He could hear the angry passengers outside. He knew what that meant. "Bother, not again," he said as he grabbed his hat and made his way to the shed. All of the engines sat, hissing steam, barricading Winston in the sheds. "What on God's green earth is this?" "We're on strike, sir." "You can't take Winston from us, sir. If he goes, we all go." "What the bloody hell are you all talking about?" "We know you plan to sell Winston to those men from London," boomed Gordon. "And we won't stand for it," shot Edward. "What? Oh, I'm not shelling Winston. I would never. You guys are like my family. I'd never shell you off for any reason." But you said the person you were looking for was at the dock, sir." "Exactly. Person. That's right, James. Not an engine, a person." Then what's the transaction, sir? Squeaked Percy. The Fat Controller sighed. I might as well tell you all now. You're gonna find out sooner or later. Last month I turned 66 years old. I've been your director and then controller for 30 years. Next month, I plan to step down and handing the reins over to someone else. The engine's faces all fell. I will no longer be your Fat Controller. Who will be replacing you, sir? Asked James. My son Charles. He's been our labor relations man for years and knows a thing or two about managerial tasks. He might not see you all very much, but he does love you guys too, almost as much as me. The chairman from London came to vote on the matter. That's who your special guests were, Gordon. It's been an honor being your boss for all these years. The board insisted on giving me a going away party. I hope you all will be able to attend. I also hope this puts any rumors of selling engines off to bed. Now please, get back to work. The engines sprung into life. They couldn't believe what they were hearing as they left the work. They had been caught completely off guard. They might not have lost Winston, but they did lose someone of equal importance.